Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Real quick, you both stop for real quick, double check the steering wheel. Roll.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Nice and smooth, get it all done all day long. Got a good feeling about today, guys.
Donnie Kite's gonna get through it all and score his first career win in the Saturday Night Racing League Cup Series. What a finish!
Too little, too late from behind, and Sebastian Marin, your first repeat top split winner of the qualifying series.
He knew it was just a matter of time. Hunter Sr. is victorious.
Josh Adams taking the win at Iowa.
Juicy Spider Motorsports takes home the 1-2-3 finish.
Tonight, under the lights of the World Center of Racing, a new generation of stock car talent prepares to tackle one of the most legendary racetracks in motorsports. Welcome to Daytona International Speedway for 150 miles of high-speed intensity in the IRCA Menard Series. At nearly 200 miles an hour, Daytona is more than just a race, it's survival. One wrong move in the draft can end a contender's night in an instant, while patience, precision, and teamwork can launch a driver straight into victory lane. Veterans and rising stars alike know that at Daytona, anything can happen, and usually does. The banking is steep, the packs are tight, and the margins for error are razor thin as these drivers battle wheel to wheel through the tri-oval and into the darkness of the Florida night. Strategy, timing, and staying out of the big one will decide who has a shot at glory when the checkered flag waves. 150 miles, one super speedway, endless drama. The IRCA Menard Series at Daytona starts right now. Thank you for joining us, folks. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Really appreciate you joining us on the Fearless Broadcasting Network. Tonight, we're going to be racing at the Daytona International Speedway with a track length of 2.5 miles. It was founded in 1959, the road course being used in 62 for sports car racing. We are in Daytona Beach, Florida. 4 corners throughout the tri-oval at 31 degrees banking and 18 degrees through the tri-oval. "28 feet of elevation change. Most of that's going to happen at the banking, actually, rather than happening throughout the track. Taking a look at the event details as well. I'm your host, Sagar Bakshi. Qualifying is set to be 2-lap solo qualifying, and the race set to be a 60-lap sprint around the ring of Daytona.
Everything all good?
We'll take a look at the results from the session here in just a few minutes' time, but we're just getting ready to rumble. And as the results conclude and as the event gets ready to get underway, I want to hear who you think is going to come out on top. We have Bennett Allen, Jonathan Casaberi Zane Zwick, Austin Bullock, Charles Irwin, Declan Beatty, Clay Stewart, Kevin Stanley, Angelo Espo, Nicholas Lamb, Brady Lagarve, Jonathan Thomas, Zane Hussein, Chase Marks, Danny Sanchez, and Brandon Lolis, rounding out the participants here tonight. The question comes into play of who can manage the 3,400 pounds of raw horsepower that these things are able to produce at nearly 200 miles an hour in the draft at Daytona. The 4-speed transmission and rear-wheel drive drivetrains are going to be challenged at the absolute limit. There goes the qualifying session officially ticking over, and we will get those results posted here in just a moment. Taking a look at the results, it'll be Bennett Allen, Jonathan Casabere, Zane Zwick, Austin Bolek, Charles Irwin, Declan Beatty, Clay Stewart, Kevin Stanley, Angelo Espo, Nicholas Lamb, Brady LaGrave, Jonathan Thomas, Zane Hussein, Brandon Lolis, Danny Sanchez, and Chase Marks rounding out the 16, taking to the grid. And speaking of the grid, let's take a look at who we've got lined up so far. Bennett Allen and Jonathan Casabere line that first row. Zane Zwick and Austin Bolek. Charles Irwin and Declan Beatty. Stewart and Stanley. Espo and Lamb. LaGrave and Thomas line the first 6 rows. Further back, it'll be Hussein, Lolis, Sanchez, and Marks to round out the first 8 rows. Last name is Case Beer. Thank you very much. Appreciate the pronunciation guide. That helps me a lot, as that is so simple to pronounce. Case Beer, the number 30 driver, rocking a pretty good livery out here tonight, or paint scheme as y'all like to say. What does that say? Mr. Sam Spray Wax at the nose of the car. As we get ready, Bennett Allen and Jonathan Casebeer lead us on the front row. RSN Racing says, my fiance is racing. Well, hopefully your fiance makes it to the checkered flag. All in one piece. Let us know who your fiance is, and we'll get them some obligated screen time since you're here in the YouTube chat. Cheers for Irwin in the YouTube chat as well. We got a lot of fan favorites here tonight. The pace car pulls in, and we'll get ready to take the green flag here tonight for the Daytona 150. 24 has a good leapfrog run coming down in towards turn 1, but can Austin pull out all the stops and get that Highline crew to be working in his favor? He's got to work together with that number 30 there alongside him and in front of him. And it's going to be 3 wide coming down the back stretch now. Austin Bolek, currently running in first place, has the good run of things right now, but Declan Beatty behind, wanting to challenge for that position as well. Bobbing and weaving from some of the drivers. A big checkup there from the number 12 of Zane Wick, who's running back in 6th position, kind of checks up that entire bottom lane. That high groove working very well. 24, the 20, and the 5 of Stanley all in line. Coming through here on lap 3 for the Daytona 150. It will be the 24 of Austin Bolek, now losing out to Kevin Stanley on the high line. And a lot of people are bobbing and weaving coming out of turn 2. And I thought I saw Jonathan Casebeer being the one to wiggle the most. The 88 getting a little bit of a shake. The 30 shaking off the dirty air, finding a way through on the 88, and it's going to drag along his partner in the 88 behind. Oh, and that will be the big one. And we're going to have our first yellow flag of the race, folks. And the official iRacing safety car will come out and control the field now. As we get the official pace car to pick up the field, take this moment to thank our sponsor for tonight's race, Premier One Setup Shops, the longest standing setup shop in iRacing. Make sure if you need one, you go out and get one from Premier Racing Setups. Out here, this is going to be the first caution of the event. And hopefully, this will be one of the few cautions that we have coming out in this event tonight. And we have a flurry of pit stop calls coming in. It'll be Bennett, Allen, Sanchez, Lolis, Hussein, Beatty, Stewart, LaGrave, Espo, Lamb, Marks, and Thomas. It's easier to say who stayed out. Bulk, Zwick, Irwin, and Casebeer all stay out. And that'll be it for the pit stop calls by the looks of it. 24 of Austin Bolek though, on a different strategy than the rest of the field. We'll have to see how it's going to work out for him in the long run. And those guys that did come in for a pit stop did do it for free. As they still sit on lap 4. Now Sanchez and Lawless come back down the lane. And these are going to be confirmed second pit stops for Sanchez and Lawless. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Charles Irwin, the 00, currently running in third position, up 2 from where they started this event, down in P5. Clay Stewart, one of the drivers we haven't talked about tonight, currently running in 11th position. Clay's down 4, unfortunately, but has taken a long pit stop, so can be onto an alternate strategy to go for the win later on in the race. RSN Racing says we're cheering for Zane in the chat. Ready to take the green flag again. And here we go, single file running. It will be green and clean for the race start now. The 24 of Bulky comes down with Zwick in tow. Charles Irwin in third place. 2 by further back, Jonathan Casebeer, and it looks like Zane Hussein getting involved with a little bit of argy-bargy elbows out racing. And there goes a big look. That'll be, I think, Zane Zwick going down past the apron in the 12th. Yes, it is. Here we look further back. This is going to be the battle, or the losing grounds, I should say, of the number 5 of Kevin Stanley as he loses a little bit of ground to Austin Bulky out in the number 24. And in the number 20, Declan Beatty is a driver I'm keeping my eye on. Really committed to that high groove lane and isn't faltering from it. And I wonder if Beatty has something up his sleeve or potentially knows something that the rest of the field isn't aware of. But for right now, he's losing a couple of positions. Can he slot back in at the opportune time? I don't think he even wants to at this point. Declan Beatty desperately needs someone to commit to that lane with him. Typically with diffuser wake, runs don't form as violently from deep in the pack as you would see in other series. You need 4 to 6 cars committed in one lane, and mixed lanes will stall out quickly. Beatty stays out now. Gets a little help from Bennett Allen in the number 15. Finally gets a helping dose of a little bit of bump draft. And perhaps the momentum is finally there for Declan Beatty, who's been waiting out patiently all by himself. Jonathan Thomas, the driver in the number 8 pit for 5 minutes of damage. It's going to come out a couple laps down from the race leaders. Declan, who was patient, now works in that high line, gets some help from the 17 and the 15. And the 88 moves out of the way, yields the position to the faster cars on the lead lap, as he just desperately needs to grab the slipstream from any pack that he can catch hold of. Here's Declan Beatty, now challenging for the lead on lap 12. Beatty and LaGrave going wheel to wheel through turn 2. And the 30 chases the 17. Jonathan Casebeer and Brady LaGrave, who's up 10 positions now. Take a look now. The 36 has gone up in the mix. That'll be Zane Hussein that RSN Racing is cheering for. Looking further back, Declan Beatty was in control of this race at one point in time, but now he has Austin Bulkey behind him. Little kiss of the wall for the number 15. Bennett Allen loses out the ground and is going to come down pit road now. That might be suspension damage. Up ahead, it's Brady LaGrave, Jonathan Casebeer, Zane Hussein, the number 36, Austin Bulkey in the number 24 in 4th position. board with Zane now. As he chases down Jonathan Casebeer. And he's all over the rear diffuser. Coming in through turn one, a slight left. And back on the loud pedal. And I'm sure he's going to give a bump ahead to the number 30. You can throw a blanket over the top six right now. They're all within 1 second of each other. The 17, the 30, the 36, the 24, the 5, and the 12 of Zane Zwick, all in this battle pack. .36 getting all over that rear diffuser of the 30 and disturbing that rear airflow. And what he's trying to do is break the downforce that is being generated from the rear diffuser. And push the car in forward. As there goes the number 5 of Kevin Stanley breaking out of line. Has the 52 with him. Now that might be a misbadged car number. Is that Charles Irwin in the 00 then? That must be. Irwin running in 9th position right now. Off of the leader's pace last time by. There goes a big kiss to the concrete wall for the 88, and that's going to lose touch with the 52 up ahead, and a big push coming out of turn 2 from the 52 into Kevin Stanley. And Stanley maintains the traction beneath them. 52 no longer sits behind, tries to find a way by on the high side, but can't do it there. Oh no, and there's a big one. I think that might be from the 52 behind, pushing a little bit aggressively into the front, folks. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere.
This isn't just another sim race. This isn't just another online league. And this isn't just another trophy on a shelf. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Drivers choose the charity. Talent chooses the winner. The culture is strong, but the competition is stronger. Most events focus on just one cause, not here. Each driver selects a charity to race for, leaving dozens of causes in contention as drivers fight for a place in the top 5.
Think you've got what it takes to join the Charity Cup Series? Find a cause you believe in and buckle up. This is more than your everyday sim racing experience. This is the Charity Cup Series.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
And we're back here at Daytona. As the sun begins to set in Florida, we sit behind our second caution of the race. Brady LaGrave. Let me make sure I get that right. Brady LaGrave, number 17, leads us on lap 21 behind the pace car. Jonathan Casebeer in P2. Zane Hussein with 10 positions gained as well in third place. Pretty much the entire field decides to come down pit road except for Jonathan Thomas and Bennett Allen. And that should be Jonathan Thomas getting the lucky dog there and getting waved by. Take a look at the busy pit lane here. There goes the 36 of Zane Hussein. The 30 of Casebeer. Declan Beatty following suit. And then the flurry of Menard's cars are released. Now, I think Brady LaGrave definitely could have come down pit road should they wanted to, but it seemed obvious that they did not need to or want to. Brendan Lawless, after getting the wave around, does come down pit lane and gets that lap back, fortunately for them. Brady's led us for 11 of those laps. Well, let's take a look at the pit time. That was a very quick one. 6.1 seconds in the lane. And he came in on lap 4 versus the rest of the field, coming in on lap 21 or lap 22. And it looks like Jonathan Thomas will just get out in front of the pace car and be able to get onto the same lap as the rest of the field. Or was that Lawless? That was Lawless, excuse me. Formed up 2x2 Noah's Ark formation behind the official iRacing safety car. And that'll be the engine roaring of Jonathan Thomas, I believe. Trying to catch up to the back of the pack. And the field should be controlled by LaGrave as soon as the pace car comes in. And we will hit that restart zone. Wait for the green flag. Here on lap 23, we wait for the green flag. And it's green, green, green. Here we go. Brady LaGrave and Zane Hussein side by side through the dog leg. In through turn one, it looks like a big push from the number 30 of Jonathan Casebeer. Nicholas Lamb further back as well, trying to get involved. Don't forget about Declan Beatty. He's looming and waiting for his opportunity to strike as well. Declan finds a partner for the high line again and settles into a groove with Zane Hussein in front. LaGrave, Casebeer, Sanchez, Lamb, Espo, Hussein, Irwin, Rick, and Bulky line the first 10 drivers. That's a big run on the higher lane. That's a big push into the number 62. Danny Sanchez getting a ton of help from that number 9. And that number 9 sure is running well. It might drop down in front of the 62 of Danny Sanchez. A little bit of bobbing and weaving there from the 36, trying to help out Nicholas Lamb. Declan Beatty has been patient, but so is Austin Volicki. There goes Beatty to the low side lane. That's going to work out well for him as he challenges the 36 and the 05 of Lamb. Chases the 20 down. The 62 of Danny Sanchez is looking to get back into the top spot of the podium. Danny Sanchez looks to be a little bit more aggressive than the 24 right now, who backs off of the number 40, Declan Beatty. There's the look at the entire field from the blimp, brought to you by Premier Racing Setups. More big pushes on that high line. That'll be a good run for that 62. Drops down in front of Declan Beatty. And just as we're approaching the halfway point of the race, it's still anybody's ball game on who will come out on top. Big shakeups there for the standing tower as Nicholas Lamb gets a lot of help from Zayn Hussein. Going into 3 and 4, Zayn abandons the high line, drops down in front of the 62 of Danny Sanchez. Two by two all the way through the grid. Lamb, Hussein, Stanley, and Sanchez are the first 4. The question really is, where do you want to be going into the final 5 laps of this event? Do you want to be in the lead of the race, or do you want to sit back waiting in the wings of your opponent? In the glistening sun, it's awfully hot out here for the drivers. 79 degrees Fahrenheit is the ambient temperature. The track temperature is a lot hotter than that. .62 of Danny Sanchez is tired of looking at the rear diffuser of Zayn Hussein, and with a fan out 3 wide going into turn 1, and that might be the big one for Brady LaGrave. Is he able to recover? He is able to catch it somehow. Very respectful stuff here. Those drivers were aggressive in going 3 wide, going down into 1 and 2. They definitely gave each other enough respect to close up again. It's all still up for grabs with 28 laps left to go in the event. .62, then Hussein, then Beatty, and Casebeer no longer in 4th as he tries to challenge for 2nd place on the low run. 31 of Clay Stewart has been silent but deadly this entire race. Started back in 7th position, worked his way up into 3rd. And that will be a pit stop there, I believe, for Brady LaGrave. And it looks like Brady's going to be the first to blink to bring in his car to get serviced under green flag conditions. The rest of the field potentially waiting for a yellow flag. The 83 of Brandon Lawless yields out of the way, and he is missing an entire front bumper. I wouldn't be surprised to see him come down pit road here shortly. Now, interestingly enough, we've gone to single file for the field. Zane leading Casebeer, Clay Stewart in 3rd, Zane Williams, Declan Beatty, Austin Bulkey, Nicholas Lamb, Kevin Stanley, Danny Sanchez, Charles Irwin, all in this pack. 12 cars still on the lead lap. Brady LaGrave just ahead of this pack of cars. And desperately trying to stay on the lead lap with 25 to go. Does he have enough fuel to make it to the end now? (36, 30, 31), all in that order for the 1, 2, 3 for now. They have caught up to LaGrave, and the Goat Fuel badged machine stays out of the way of the leaders. And that might give an opportunity there of Case Beer to get through. And he does take advantage of the traffic. Jonathan Casebeer getting a help from the 31 behind. Clay Stewart doing the pushing there. Angelo Espo battling with Charles Irwin further back. But they're settling this one to be a gentleman's disagreement. Both down a couple of positions, running in 10th and 11th position right now. But working together here on the racetrack to try to catch up, or at least stay on the lead lap. There's Beatty, number 20, finding that groove on the high run again. And getting a push from the 17. That's LaGrave, who is one lap down, working with the 62 of Danny Sanchez, who I'm sure isn't generally thrilled to be in that position. A little bit of weaving there for Declan Grave, but they managed to keep it beneath them for now. (17) now challenged by the 20, and Beatty now is in the lead of the race. For LaGrave to be in a lap down, but in the lead, in control of that high groove. He's gonna have to work together with the drivers around him to not fall prey to falling back. The FedEx machine of Clay Stewart seems to be falling down the order right now, and back to the back of the pack. Under 20 laps remaining here. It's going to go by quick, fast, in a hurry. 62 challenges Declan Beatty for the lead, but has Brady LaGrave in front of him in that number 17. Can Sanchez clear now? Not quite, as it's occupied by the number 30 of Jonathan Casebeer. Casebeer now works together with LaGrave and pushes himself forward. Sanchez are both getting body blocked by Brady LaGrave right now. There's the 36 further back. That's Zane Hussein that RSN Racing has been cheering for all night long. The 36 of Zane falls out of fashion and out of position goes back into P5. RSN Racing letting me know that they're still here. Thank you very much for your support. Here's the battle between Danny Sanchez, Jonathan Casebeer, Declan Beatty, Zane Zwick, and Zane Hussein. Now I am curious if the drivers have enough fuel to make it to the end or not. We did get a flurry of pit stops coming in on lap 21. The first driver to come in anything past that would be lap 43, and that belongs to Austin Volke. And then number 24 is sitting about 30 seconds back from the leaders. But in a better position than LaGrave sits currently. When LaGrave came in on lap 33, stopped for 12, nearly 13 seconds. And there it is, the pit stop flurry. And there's a big moment for the 12. And he's going to go around that Zane Zwick, lighting up the rear end on entry. And yes, with 14 laps left to go, it all pops off. And the pit stop cycle is underway as no cautions were coming out. Declan Beatty gets topped off with fuel. Comes back out in P1, gets a big push from behind. The 62 helping the 30, thus helping the 20. Danny Sanchez has had quite the run tonight. Started back in P13, climbed through the order into P1, and back down to P9. Currently sitting in P3, took 2 in fuel, and back out onto the racetrack goes Sanchez. Little bumping going into the banking never hurt anybody. At least the 20 can handle it. Now, another pack has formed as Beatty is challenged by Sanchez, Austin Bulkey, Kevin Stanley, and Jonathan Casebeer. Zane Hussein joins the ranks. Beatty, Sanchez, Casebeer battling with under 11 to go as the leaders just crossed the line. Zane Hussein falls back 6.6 seconds away from this pack. And I'm not seeing what happened. Maybe he was involved in that incident coming down pit road. Number 5 of Kevin Stanley loses a lot of ground. Nearly gets sideswiped by the 62. As the 62 finds a groove that works for them. Declan Beatty got a little push there from that 30 of Jonathan Casebeer. No harm, no foul. He keeps it calm, cool, and collected and wasn't challenged through the 8 packs of 3 and 4. Across the stripe with under 10 to go. Still anybody's ball game to come out on top. The front 6 can still dice it up and divide it any which way. Running single file line, half a second separates the top 5 currently. As we do take a look further back at Danny Sanchez in their run with Kevin Stanley up ahead of them. Jonathan Thomas comes into the pits. Side by side, further back between Sanchez and Stanley. Or is that actually the 9 of Charles Irwin? I believe that actually is Charles Irwin getting in the way of Danny Sanchez's run. I'm sure the 62 not too thrilled about getting held up by a lap down car. Has to slot back in, tries to go to the apron to get past, but to no avail. There it is. Danny Sanchez gets a slingshot engaged coming out of turn 2. And that might be the run he needs to get back into the mix with the leaders. Slots back in. Has nowhere to go right now. A frustrating situation for Sanchez. Oh no, there goes the 9 into the 62. And Sanchez is going to lose out ground to the battle up ahead. So that leaves us with the final 4 going into the final 5. Beatty, Casebeer, Bulky, Stanley, and Sanchez. Sanchez a little too far out of contention from this pack battle. That leaves us with Beatty, Casebeer, Bulky, and Stanley remaining. Clear run for Declan Beatty, but it's not the same for the man behind him, Jonathan Casebeer. Has cars to the left and cars to the right of him. Here he is. He's stuck in the middle with us. 3 laps remaining. Jonathan Casebeer could potentially have a run on Declan Beatty. He needs to force a mistake from the 20, who's been flawless this entire event. Declan Beatty is up 5 positions, has been to the wars and back, and we've got 2 to go. There's a look from the Premier Racing Setups blimp cam. Push from the 15 or the 5 into the 24, trying to help out. Kevin Stanley looking for a podium tonight. When the leader crosses the line, it'll be 1 to go. The white flag is out by Barney the flag man as he waves it ferociously for us. Little bit of argy-bargy, elbows out racing turns into calamity for Kevin Stanley in the background, but it will still remain green to the final lap. The 20, the 24, and then the 30 of Case Beer. The drag to the line. It's gonna be Beatty, then Bulky. Come back in P2, then Case Beer rounds out the podium. Danny Sanchez coming home in P4. Zain Hussein able to get past Kevin Stanley for a respectable P5. Kevin Stanley, Charles Irwin. Angela Espo, Clay Stewart, Kevin Stanley, Nicholas Lamb, Zane Zwick, Chase Marks, Brady LaGrave, Jonathan Thomas, Brandon Lawless, and Bennett Allen round out our 16 drivers. We'll take a look at the unofficial results here in just a few moments as we get ready to talk to some of our drivers and get them ready to get interviewed. Declan Beatty burns it down at the stripe and puts on a smoke show for us. Let's take a look at our unofficial results going into our opening round. It will be Declan Beatty, Austin Bulky, Case Beer, Sanchez, Hussein, Irwin, Espo, Stewart, Stanley, Lamb, Zwick, Marks, LaGrave, Thomas, Lawless, and then Allen, rounding out all 16 participants. Waiting for our drivers to come down for their race interviews, and we'll conclude the stream here in just a few moments. Looking for Declan Beatty there, Austin Bulky, and Jonathan Casebeer, if possible. And unfortunately, I'm not seeing anybody come down to the broadcast booth. So with that, we're going to conclude the show, folks. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for staying tuned. It definitely came down to the wire at the end of the day. Have a great night. And as always, make sure you stay safe out there. Goodbye for now.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today